Hey, how you guys doing? I have a music project called Pug Fuglies. I've been doing it for a long time, since 2007, and I am ready to get my music on Spotify and all that stuff. And I've got a little track I'm going to be working on. Thought I'd kind of give you a peek into the composition process, the kind of arrangement process. I was kind of looking up waltzes and found an unusual chord progression that somebody recommended for a waltz. And I thought I would play with that and kind of see where it goes. So typically a waltz is in 3/4. Dun, 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 dun. And the the progression I saw, somebody in some music forum was saying try D major, A minor, and then E major, and then back to A minor. Now, if you know anything about theory, this doesn't really fit in either the major or minor scale. It's kind of a combination, in a sense, of like A minor and A major at the same time. And I kind of wanted to double it up and not treat it quite that way. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm trying to capture kind of what I was playing on the keyboard a minute ago, and you would kind of not necessarily play the one, which I'm not going to do here, and I'm going to just kind of double up this, kind of just play some octaves here, take it down to A here, then E and A. Yeah, so normally with, regular diatonic kind of progressions, it would, the D would have been, if the D was going to be major, then the A would also have to be major, because it's a fifth D, E, F, G, A. It's a fifth up from the D. So that shouldn't be minor if we're going to follow those rules. But I thought, well, it sounded good when I played it, so who really cares if the tonality is mixed? That is a thing that's done anyway, so. And I'm just going to separate these out a little bit. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this an 8-bar kind of progression to start out rather than 4. And just copy and mix everything, or copy and paste everything. And actually the way I had it set up, oh, I need to put this back at A. I went to the A above that. So even though it's another A minor, what's going on here? Okay, I need to put these back on A. I don't know what I was doing there. Now, what's kind of interesting is when I was playing, I added a B diminished here, which kind of, orients us back toward A minor rather than like A major. And I'll put the the B on the bass here. And I kind of wonder if maybe it would work better as a 12-bar thing. Or let's see what happens here. Oops. I did not mean to do that. That was odd. So going from the E to the B there does work because it's a fifth up, but the fact that it's a diminished chord is kind of interesting. I could temporarily raise this, which would kind of put us, I guess that's more like a D major maybe key, or at least A major. I kind of like that. There's kind of a weird disharmony to that that works. So this is the basic progression, and I can kind of start to do things like add sevenths, and you know, for these, I'm gonna make these treat these as kind of a one chord in D major, and then treat the minors, just, you know, these two minor chords will just be seventh chords, minor seventh chords. But the E majors, if I make them seventh, major seventh as well, that does kind of rub against the E on the A chord here, so I'm probably just going to make them dominant sevens, because that matches the diminished chord here. That's kind of weirdly works, you know, and it's because there's enough chords that kind of correlate between each part of this. Now we could make that diminished chord a little more interesting by making it a diminished seventh and then making the minor here a seventh. And it, you know, the A there works with A there, so and these last two A's here could both be minor seventh, minor sevenths. So we could kind of get this to be a little more interesting, maybe by making the second part of this, so that's a seventh there, and that's just an add 9 there. Do the same thing here, which is add a 9. These chords sound pretty good, but I do kind of want to hear how it would sound if this part was another add 9. So it's like 7 add 9, 7 add 9, 7 add 9. And that works with this chord here. Now, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a sampler, and that's just going to be completely blank, and I'm going to have it just contain these chords here. And that sampler, if I delete all these notes, I can actually still see all the notes that are on that other channel. So it'll provide a chord sort of diagram or cheat sheet for me to look at while I'm kind of making my adjustments here. And what I actually want to do is turn this into a 3/4 shuffle or 3/4 swing. And what's really fun about that is that it's already in a 3 count, and then you've got the triplets occurring within that. So it gives it a really unique feel, and I might, I've got this now switched to triplets rather than quarter notes. And so there's now kind of a staccato effect to the piano. And what I could do is kind of break the chord up. And and do the same thing here. So right now it's like the root and the third, and then the fifth and the seventh, and then the fifth and the ninth there. And you get kind of a slightly more interesting sound. I'm going to have to continue to work this, but... Oh, added that chord there, yeah. Now, one thing I was doing when I was playing the E is something I think I'll just go ahead and do here, which is that I'm trying to remember what I was doing. Because I was playing it on that keyboard a minute ago, and I think what I was doing was kind of seeing what would happen if I'd kind of mess with the root a little bit. And I think I did something like this. Okay, I'm gonna have to see what I did. I'm gonna have to get on there real quick. Yeah, it was something like that. So if I want to try to translate that, I also have to slow down this a little bit and maybe pick a slightly different synthesizer here. So we're going to add these little notes here to just kind of help accent the progression. I wonder if that would be a good idea to kind of have these down, because like the C sharp there, probably want to put that there. Or maybe just keep them there for now. So probably should play the chord in full here, because what I was doing on the keyboard was that I was shifting where the root was while keeping the third and the fifth in the same position. So it was kind of a E and then F and then D. Which creates a really interesting kind of thing going on here, because this, by putting the F there, it implies an F diminished, and then by putting the D there, it kind of looks like a D diminished without the third there. So, and maybe I could even just do a chromatic walk down here. And that's kind of giving it that more whimsical sound that I really want to go for in my music. Although I don't like where these extra notes are, so I'm going to probably just... I put an A right there. because it matches with that A, and then here there's no, well, I can probably, yeah, probably just, you know, it might even be better to kind of go up here, like I might, the B might be interesting, because the B's already here. Yeah. Now I'm going to add a couple dynamics to the velocities of these notes here, so yeah, that sounds pretty cool, I think. Take the metronome off. Okay, so now first I'm gonna call this, I guess I'll just call this A, or chords A, maybe. Yeah. And now I'm going to kind of build the other parts of this. Well, first I want to try to get a very simple drum beat going here so that the other parts will all just kind of rhythmically fit here. We got a jazz kit. I'm going to use the jazz kit because I like that. Okay, so the jazz kit should have some multi-out, so these will go to different tracks, so I can mix them individually. This is the metal kit. I was not looking for the metal kit. Okay, I might actually use it for something, but no, I'm going to use. That's okay. High quality jazz kit and multi-out. Did not need the metal kit for this. There we go. So in a waltz, you're usually going to emphasize the 2 and the 3 are going to usually get the emphasis percussively, like dun dot dot dun dot dot. So I'm gonna just mute that keyboard real quick and just focus on the drums here. And I'll make this a 2-bar kind of pattern. Here's what I want to do with it. Let's see if this works. What am I trying to do here? Da 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 da. I'm trying to do kind of a da 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 da. Except it's not really. Something doesn't quite feel right here. Let's see what subdivision I have. That, that. I think when I because I kind of want some kind of a roll, but I think here's how I'm going to handle it is probably just have it at the tail end. There we go. That's kind of what I was going for. Now, the hi-hat will kind of be doing these quarter notes here. Except I'm going to shuffle all of them. So there's going to be a slightly quieter closed hi-hat right here. So it's... And then it'll be open on this one. And it'll have the pedal kind of close the hi-hat. So on pattern 2, I'm just going to have this play, and I can always elaborate on it later and add more to it, but this is just going to serve as the really basic percussion to get me started. And then we'll turn that keyboard back on. So it sounds pretty good. Let's start adding more to it. So I've already got this open right here. I'm gonna try to find a good bass. Got a lot of different basses here. So many I could choose from, and I don't really get too concerned about like oh how exactly does this need to sound. It's more like I just kind of play with different sounds, and when the frequencies feel like that they're really working with each other rather than against, then I feel good and I just go with it. So yeah, and we'll just go to the 5th here. Kind of give a little room, little breathing room, and then that kind of needs now. Can I get away with that G there? That's the thing. Probably not. Probably just bring it back to that F sharp, unless I want to go back to the 5th there. I think that sounds good. I'm not so sure about the bass. It's a little farty sounding. Kind of like that one. It's real cheesy. Except it's really low, because if we go to this, if we go to that A there, I think that's going to be too low. So we're going to put that octave up so we can put the A down here. And of course this isn't the same chord, so I'm just going to make a few changes here. In a way, I could... Yeah. Okay, that works. Yeah, that wasn't in key. Now it is. Hmm. Probably just bring it down close to that D, maybe back to an E. Oops. Kind of more like, yeah. Get that bounce in there. And maybe a G right here. I don't like that last part. Let's kind of maybe copy and paste this. And it fits perfectly there. I mean, it's the same chord. Okay, let's put it all in context now. I'll turn the bass up so I can hear it better. And I'm going to have the bass just slowly walk down here in this part because I think it would be real interesting to do so. Because I kind of want to give this part of it a slightly different feel. And so we're just going to walk all the way down this chord until we get back down to that E. Let's see. How does this work? Yeah, F sharp and then D, E, E, I mean. And so I'll just kind of repeat this one here and then rework it for these two chords here. So all I got to do is change that A there, that F sharp. These are all weird. Yeah, because this one is an A, just like this one is here. So the only thing that really changes is this one. It's kind of a strange progression, but I think it's pretty interesting. It works pretty nicely. And I like the way that bass walks down there. So there's not a whole lot more to add right now. I'm going to save it, though, before anything else happens. I'm going to call this Waltz of the Software Developers. And what I'm going to do is just add a simple... Well, first I'm going to stick this bass line on its own pattern here so it can exist on its own. And I'm going to add just a little bit of brass to this because I love adding like orchestral brass stuff to stuff I do. So I'm going to add a direct wave, which is really just a sampler. It's not really like, you know, a synthesizer. I mean, it is, but it's you know, very sample-based synthesizer. So let's see what we got here. I think I'm going to go with the baritone sax. I really like the way baritone saxes sound. Let's see. Start out with the staccato. I'm going to rename this Bare Sax Stack for baritone sax staccato. Now, obviously, very low register here. We'll kind of start with, let's kind of start with the D here. And then that's the 5th, that's the 7th, and the 9th. So these tones are kind of weird, and I think they could be fun to use. Let's find a way to kind of... here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this, and I'm going to go to baritone sax, but the vibrato, and that way I can have a longer note, and I can add the staccato notes a little later. So this would normally be an A major if you were going to follow that D major. So I kind of want to play with that maybe. Because normally this C would be a D sharp, a C sharp, if we were going to, like, because, you know, D major, right there, a 5th from that would be A major, and so it would be a C sharp in the key of D major. And that's why it's so weird that we kind of have this mixed tonality here, and maybe I could kind of get away with temporarily implying the major 3rd there instead of the minor 3rd, and crawl my way up to D, which I could then go a whole step up to E maybe. Which is kind of weird, but I don't like that. So let's let the C linger for a minute. And the next note could be maybe a C sharp and then back to a C. Let's make it more shuffled. Here's something weird I just kind of realized. This is the end of a progression. I often do this. I tend to write things in reverse, where I write the end of something first, and then I have to kind of go back to the beginning in a way. So here's what I'm going to do. Because I realize now that this first part here needs to just repeat. So that we can kind of, because when I now try to get this saxophone in there, I kind of need some room to kind of flesh out this melody. Because that feels like that would go at the end of this. And maybe what we have here might just be more like, because I'm almost can almost hear it in my head. It's like, it needs to go down, maybe back to the A, or maybe even lower to the C. No, not the C. I meant the E. Or I could go to the G, which would be the 7th of this, and be a 4th from the C. Yeah, that's kind of... And maybe that could quickly go back to the A. Like... Yeah, so that's kind of a bit more what I was going for. And these notes here, I want those to be staccato because I want there to be kind of a choppiness. So now what I'm going to do is separate these out. So really 4 is, you know, chords A. And then this one is going to be chords. When I said 4, I just meant pattern 4. Chords B. So now this one has to be pattern 5 here. Needs to be sax. Oh, where? Okay. Bar, sax, A. And we got the drums here. We can just... And the bass line here, all I need to do is just... Since that's its own separate bass line, here's what I'm going to do. I don't want to be lazy about this. I am going to copy and paste this, but I'm going to make the second part slightly unique. Oh, not in that one, on this pattern. And they're going to be like it's going to be kind of a lazy bass line in terms of the feel, but because I kind of want there to be a bit more emphasis there at the end of the measures, so let's see, yeah, go down to the G. Maybe even do the same thing here. Oops, I need to put that right there. Yeah. That sounds pretty cool. I like that. So now I can take this bass pattern and separate it. And so this becomes bass A. And then this becomes bass B. Nope. Where's chords A? Chords A. Now here's the thing, should the sax just continue on in chords B or not? I kind of feel like it should, and then have a harmonization with maybe a trumpet or something. So I'm going to kind of take that and kind of put those staccato notes in with the vibrato sampler part of it here, just so it's all in one part, one layer here. And I'm going to temporarily put these here in this same pattern and kind of see how I can make it a little different since the chords are different at the end here. And I kind of like the idea of using some of these lower notes here that hadn't really been featured in the rest of the piece. So kind of almost want to do like a bump, bump, ba bump, ba, 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 da da da. So I'll add that diminished kind of interval there, the diminished fifth interval. And maybe that last A will... Well, I could go to the B there. It's very silly, and I think it works nicely. And this is a case where you really do need those staccato notes there. All these notes at the end definitely need to be staccato. We need that kind of that choppiness. Oops. Oh my goodness, I did something wrong here. Sounds pretty awesome. I really like how that sounds. So now the last part, before we kind of wrap this up and I can kind of, you know, have the skeleton ready so I can kind of add to it and figure out what I'm going to do with it. Let's add a trumpet. I really like trumpets. I like adding trumpets. I think they can be a fun addition to this kind of a thing. I'm going to have staccato, so that's going to be trump staccato, trump stack, and then I need to make sure that one is labeled, that it's vibrato one, and then the second trumpet is going to be trump stack, no, trump vibe, trump vib. So now I got to figure out what is going to be the harmonization for this. So we got, and I don't want to immediately come in. I want it to come in a little later. So it'll be like, now this is on this is on A. I can harmonize on C. In fact, I'll just kind of see what the notes are here and copy them to my vibrato trumpet. So it wasn't on, it was on C. Now I need to go an octave up because this is a higher pitched instrument. So that's where the C is. It's the third. The fifth is the E. So I can maybe do an E here. And, you know, the A is on the bottom there, the root, so the C could be my harmony there, and for this here, we got A and G, so we could have C and... Is anything going to harmonize well with that G? I don't know if I want to put that A sharp there, because it's definitely going to conflict with the A. Maybe the B. That works so far, so let's take the... In fact, why don't we just completely harmonize that second part there? So now I'm going to take all these notes, copy and paste them, and then we're going to go up an octave and figure out what's actually going to be the harmony here. In fact, I'm wondering, sometimes I can make this easier by just kind of pushing them all, like, say, a third up. And just hopefully won't get too confusing. In fact, no, that's not a good idea. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put them here, and then I'm going to just copy all these notes. Okay, I'm trying to figure out a good way to harmonize this without getting lost in what's going on here. So now these are playing the same notes right now. So everything that's a B, or, well, here, let's just do this note by note. Yeah, we put the D there. Now remove these notes. Whoa, something went wrong there. That didn't sound good at all. So I don't want to do just a straight, complete harmony here. Like, it sounds good, but I want it to be a bit more harmonically complex than that. There is no harmony, really. It's a perfect harmony, so there's not really anything particularly interesting happening. Uh-oh. Something... That's not... Those shouldn't be an A. I guess... Because here... Yeah, that... I did not realize that that does not work. So I'm going to have to make those... I'm going to take these notes off for now. Just to kind of clear up some confusion. Whoops, look, there I am. Yeah, so in order to fix this, I've got to bring that down a half step. Is there an E in this? There is an E in that. Okay. Almost got something here. No, I don't want to ruin this melody here, but I just feel that it could benefit from a harmony. So we gotta throw this up an octave. And I keep flip-flopping between how I want to handle this, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can harmonize this in a way that makes sense. Now, if we can put those as B's, and these two, I guess that F sharp should have been an E. I mean, F sharp should have been an F, which means I also need to make sure that it's an F here too. Why does that sound weird? So this is like E, F, E there, which is what it is down there. And that's probably why it sounds weird, because I need to find an additional harmony to kind of work with here. That might be able to work. Because, yeah. You know what? I may just leave it alone and do a straight harmony here. Or I could... I mean, if I did everything a minor third up, that might actually work okay. I wonder if... I think that melody is too strong to really do anything major harmonically with. Okay. We're gonna name this bar sax B. And then front B. Now, this sounds pretty good. So let's kind of give this something of an intro to kind of let it build up a bit. And I'm going to kind of just draw up a little quick thing for the drums here to kind of introduce the music. Yeah. Okay. And then when I can add to the end of that, which will bleed over into the next measure. It's just a quick little crash here. Yeah. Kind of like that, gotta say. Let's just hear it, repeat it a couple times like that. See how this kind of sounds. Sounds pretty good. Okay. Well, this will definitely turn into a fully fleshed out song, but I got a really great kind of thing going here, and I think it turned out even better than I was hoping, so really pleased about that. Bye.